Scorpio, what if the person you trust the most is the one quietly working against you? Behind every soft smile, there's an energy. And yours has felt off lately, hasn't it? You don't have proof, but your soul knows. In this video, we're going to uncover what your intuition has been trying to warn you about, and why this moment is your cosmic awakening. Welcome, beautiful soul, to the Mystic AstroZen, your sacred space for soulful guidance, astrology revelations, tarot wisdom, and divine healing. Here, we do not merely observe the stars. We listen to their whispers. And today, Scorpio, the universe has drawn you into this message not by accident, but by sacred design. The energies surrounding you right now are intense, magnetic, and deeply revealing. There is someone in your orbit who appears to uplift you, who claims to walk beside you. Yet beneath the surface, there's a current of quiet sabotage, masked in smiles and wrapped in subtle words of support. This isn't a message to stir fear, but rather one to awaken your sacred awareness. Scorpios are born under the veil of mystery, ruled by Pluto, the planet of transformation, death and rebirth, and Mars, the warrior of truth and fire. You are not strangers to shadow work. In fact, you were born to transmute it. But even for a soul as perceptive as yours, the deepest deceptions often wear the softest masks. This message is a call to pause, breathe, and look again, not with your eyes, but with your inner knowing. Have you been feeling energetically off around someone who once brought you comfort? Has your progress slowed, your clarity dimmed, your emotional balance wavered for no apparent reason? If so, it may be because a hidden presence is projecting spiritual interference into your path. At the Mystic AstroZen, we believe that every shadow carries a lesson, and every challenge is a mirror guiding you back to your highest self. In this video, we will explore the signs of energetic betrayal, the soul contracts behind them, and how the cosmos is urging you to awaken your inner guardian. Together, we'll uncover who or what may be working against your divine purpose. And more importantly, how you can reclaim your power, anchor into truth, and realign with your destiny. So stay with us, beloved Scorpio, because this journey is not just about exposing the illusion. It's about remembering who you are, a sacred soul with vision beyond the veil, a healer through destruction, a phoenix that rises again and again. What you discover today may not only reveal the truth around you, but ignite the next evolution of your spiritual awakening. As a Scorpio, your intuition isn't just a feeling, it's a sacred instrument tuned to the frequencies others cannot hear. You don't need people to speak their truth aloud, because you read the spaces between their words. You sense the shift in tone, the weight of unspoken thoughts, the silent withdrawal of love cloaked in polite gestures. While others may brush off these subtleties, you feel them in your bones. That's not paranoia. That's your soul remembering what your mind has not yet processed. You are ruled by Pluto, the keeper of the underworld, and Mars, the cosmic warrior. This unique combination grants you piercing perception and spiritual depth. But this gift can also feel like a burden, because when you sense betrayal or hidden motives, it's often before you have the proof. And in a world obsessed with facts and logic, your knowing is easily dismissed or questioned, even by yourself. Yet the universe is now confirming what you've quietly felt. Someone is mirroring support while quietly draining your light. You may notice that you feel more tired after being around them. Your dreams become foggier. Your confidence wavers without clear cause. These are not coincidences, they are energetic indicators. Scorpio, your energy is magnetic. You naturally draw in people who are inspired by you, but sometimes that inspiration mutates into envy. They may not even be aware of the depth of their shadow, but their vibration speaks louder than their words. At the Mystic AstroZen, we see this not as a curse, but as a cosmic initiation. The more your light expands, the more it reveals what no longer aligns. This phase is about trusting your inner radar, even if others don't understand it. If your body tenses when someone enters the room, listen. If your heart feels heavy after their encouragement, question it. You are being called to elevate your awareness, not to accuse, but to observe. As you navigate this, remember, your sensitivity is not a weakness, it is a map. A divine compass guiding you to the truth. And the truth, even when it stings, will always set you free. You were born under a sign that transforms pain into power. This is your season to reclaim that power. The energy around you is shifting, and it's time to cleanse what no longer belongs. As we move deeper into this journey, you'll begin to see not just who is standing next to you, but who is truly standing for you. And that distinction, dear Scorpio, will open the door to your next transformation. Now that your soul is awake to this subtle disruption, it's time to look closer, not with suspicion, but with clarity. Scorpio, one of your greatest gifts is your ability to feel what is hidden. And yet, when someone pretends to be on your side while secretly projecting jealousy or doubt, it can be disorienting. Why? Because they wear masks well. They know how to say the right words, offer help at the right time, or even express affection, all while harboring unspoken resentment. But if you slow down, the signs are always there. One of the clearest is inconsistency. They celebrate your wins, but their energy feels flat or forced. You sense a smile that doesn't reach their eyes, a compliment that somehow leaves you questioning yourself rather than lifted. Another sign. They ask too many personal questions, not from a place of care, but from curiosity rooted in comparison. They may offer advice, but it's laced with subtle undermining, like a seed of doubt buried beneath a seemingly supportive suggestion. You may also notice they mimic your ideas, then try to outshine you using what you've shared in confidence. Or they only show up when they need something, yet disappear when you're the one in need. Perhaps the most powerful sign, however, is how you feel after interacting with them. Are you lighter or heavier? Do you feel inspired or subtly drained? Energy never lies. The body records everything the mind tries to dismiss. Scorpio, your emotional body is your compass. If someone's presence leaves you second-guessing your own brilliance, it may be because they don't celebrate your light, they fear it. And sometimes, those who cannot access their own power seek to diminish yours. At the Mystic AstroZen, we encourage self-inquiry over blame. The goal is not to confront or accuse, but to recognize, to withdraw your sacred energy from those who only mirror support, but secretly compete, compare, or sabotage. This is part of your soul's refinement. The people who pretend to support you are, in a strange way, your spiritual teachers. Their presence awakens your discernment. Their duplicity reminds you to trust your gut, your guides, and your God-given sensitivity. You don't need dramatic exits or emotional confrontations. You only need truth. And truth, for a Scorpio, is the greatest protection of all. In the coming moments, we will journey into the deeper energetic consequences of spiritual betrayal, and how to transmute it into clarity, strength, and sacred boundaries. Stay grounded. Stay watching. You are not imagining the shift, you are decoding it. When someone pretends to support you while secretly working against you, the wound is more than emotional, it becomes energetic. Scorpio, your spirit absorbs what the ego tries to deny. Betrayal, even in its most subtle form, ripples through your energetic field, leaving behind confusion, fatigue, and emotional weight. And often, you don't realize it's happening until you begin to feel off. You might find yourself procrastinating on things you used to feel passionate about. You begin second-guessing your choices, doubting your voice, shrinking your dreams without knowing why. You tell yourself you're just tired, overwhelmed, or going through a phase. But beneath that surface narrative lies an energetic disruption. The spiritual impact of someone's hidden resentment or unspoken envy, weaving its way into your field like invisible vines. At the Mystic AstroZen, we call this psychic residue, the subtle buildup of low-frequency energy that attaches itself to your aura when someone is sending mixed messages. It's not always witchcraft or curses. Sometimes it's as simple and as dangerous as consistent, silent judgment. And Scorpio, you are incredibly sensitive to these vibrations. When you open your heart to someone you believe is safe, their hidden darkness enters through the door you left unlocked for love. This isn't about blame. It's about energetic hygiene. Every interaction is an exchange, and when that exchange is imbalanced, when someone takes but gives back distorted or false energy, your system begins to warn you. You might feel anxious in their presence, or notice that you sleep restlessly after talking to them. You may feel spiritually disconnected or emotionally numb, despite doing all the things that used to fill your cup. These are not coincidences. They are signals from your soul. Scorpio, you are a vessel for deep transformation, but you cannot alchemize what you continue to tolerate unconsciously. The universe is asking you now to take inventory, not of what people say, but of how your spirit reacts to their presence. Is your intuition tight or relaxed? Is your body open or guarded? Pay attention. Your higher self always knows. And though it hurts to acknowledge that someone you once trusted may be silently pulling you down, it's also liberating, because awareness is the first step toward sovereignty. In the next part of our journey, we'll look deeper into what the tarot reveals about these hidden influences, and how the symbols in the cards can help you see the truth that words conceal. Remember, Scorpio, what drains you is not always loud. Sometimes it wears the face of a friend. Now, Scorpio, let us turn to the timeless voice of the tarot, that sacred mirror of the unseen. When the energies around you grow confusing, when the masks become too convincing and the shadows too quiet, the cards offer clarity. In this reading, 3 powerful symbols emerged: the Seven of Swords, the Moon, and the High Priestess reversed, a triad of secrets, illusions, and suppressed intuition. The Seven of Swords is the card of deception, a figure walking away with what doesn't belong to them, looking over their shoulder, hoping not to be caught. This is someone who smiles in your presence, but retreats with pieces of your light. They may be taking credit for your ideas, speaking your name in spaces you're not aware of, or silently hoping for your downfall while praising your progress. The moon casts its silver veil over truth, symbolizing confusion, blurred perception, and energies that swim beneath the surface. When this card appears, it warns of spiritual fog, the kind you've likely been feeling without knowing its source. And then, the High Priestess reversed, the final confirmation. This is your own intuition that's been quietly whispering, something isn't right. But because the deception has come from someone close, someone you've trusted, you've hesitated to fully believe what your body already knows. Scorpio, the tarot is not calling you to fear, it is inviting you to see. These cards are not predicting betrayal. They are affirming what you already sense, that your sacred energy is being siphoned by someone who appears aligned, but is spiritually out of tune. At the Mystic AstroZen, we view tarot not as fate, but as frequency. These symbols speak to the energy you are currently moving through, and offer guidance for how to transcend it. The cards suggest that clarity will not come from confrontation, but from conscious detachment. You do not need to unmask the pretender. You only need to stop feeding them your light. Step back and watch the illusions crumble. Honor the insight you've received. Protect your peace. And remember this, when someone cannot reach your level, they may try to pull you back down to theirs, not with open hostility, but with quiet sabotage. The tarot sees what the eyes cannot. Trust what's rising, because the next stage of your journey demands that you travel lighter, without the weight of those who do not walk in truth. And in the parts ahead, we'll show you how to create a spiritual shield strong enough that no false presence can cross it again. Scorpio, Now that the veils have lifted and your awareness is sharpened, it is time to protect your sacred field. The moment you recognize a hidden threat, your next step is not to engage, but to shield. Energetic protection is not just for empaths or mystics. It is a daily practice for every awakened soul who dares to live in their truth. And for you, Scorpio, a sign ruled by Pluto, the gatekeeper of death and rebirth, protection must become as natural as breath. Begin each morning with a simple yet powerful ritual. Close your eyes, place your hand over your heart, and visualize a glowing orb of violet light expanding from your chest. Let it grow around your body like a cocoon of divine flame, impenetrable. Luminous, wise, this light is not built from fear. It is woven from truth. As you breathe into this field, repeat this affirmation aloud or in your spirit. I see beyond illusion. I reclaim my truth. I am divinely protected. My light repels all that is false. These words aren't just poetic. They are frequency. Keys, codes that reprogram your aura to reject deception. To strengthen this ritual, call upon the natural allies of the Scorpio soul. Keep a piece of black obsidian near your bed or wear it as a talisman. This stone absorbs psychic attack and cuts through hidden energy cords. Labradorite is your mirror of truth, shielding you from projection and reflecting illusions back to their source. And amethyst, the purple guardian of intuition, will amplify your inner voice when others try to drown it out. Scorpio, your power is not in reaction, but in presence. The more grounded you become, the less others can invade your energy. Set boundaries, not explanations. Light your candles, not arguments. Distance yourself quietly. You do not need permission to protect your peace. You owe no one an apology for choosing your light. At the Mystic AstroZen, we honor protection as a sacred act, not of isolation, but of reverence. Your aura is the container of your destiny. When it is clear and strong, your vision sharpens, your path aligns, and your spirit blossoms. Let this be your turning point, the moment you choose not to shrink, but to shield. The moment you shift from absorbing chaos to anchoring clarity. As we move forward, we will dive into why your presence intimidates some, and how others may secretly resent your power, not because you've done them harm, but because you dared to grow beyond their reach. Scorpio, the more you embrace your truth, the more some people will quietly recoil, not because you are wrong, but because your light reminds them of what they've yet to face within themselves. You see, your power is not loud. It is not boastful. It is deep, and depth unsettles those who are comfortable in shallowness. You carry a sacred fire that transforms everything it touches, and that kind of energy? It doesn't just inspire, it reveals. And what it reveals in others is often discomfort. At the Mystic AstroZen, we believe that your presence alone is an awakening, a mirror that cannot be ignored. Some will thank you for it. Others will fear you for it. Why? Because you do not settle for surface-level truths. You ask the questions most avoid. You sit with emotions others run from. You evolve unapologetically, shedding skins, relationships, and stories that no longer serve you. While others seek stability through attachment, you find liberation through release, and that threatens the fragile sense of identity some people cling to. Many admire you, Scorpio, but admiration can quickly turn to envy when your evolution reminds them of their stagnation. They may not say it aloud. They may even smile when you speak of your dreams. But deep within, a whisper stirs. Why not me? Instead of reflecting on that question, they project it onto you. This is not your burden to carry. It is simply a reflection of where they are in their own journey. Do not shrink to make others feel more comfortable. Your presence is not a weapon. It is a compass for yourself and others. But not everyone is ready to walk the path it points toward. You were not born to be understood by all, only by those who recognize your sacred frequency. And yes, your boundaries will upset some. Your silence will confuse those who depended on your emotional availability. Your growth will be misread as arrogance by those who expected you to stay small. But this is your rebirth, and rebirth is never about comfort. It is about truth. Scorpio, you are the phoenix rising from its own ashes, and those who cannot rise with you will try to pull you back into the smoke. Let them misunderstand you. Let them speak your name with confusion. Because the more misunderstood you are, the more evidence that you are walking your true path. And in the next part of our journey, we'll explore the strange blessing of betrayal, and why those who secretly worked against you may have unknowingly pushed you closer to your divine purpose. Scorpio, as painful as betrayal feels in the moment, raw, cutting, disorienting, it is often the universe's most precise form of redirection. It may come through the hands of a friend, a lover, or someone you once trusted with the most sacred parts of your soul. But underneath the ache, there's always a deeper truth. They were never meant to go where your soul is headed. Their betrayal did not break you, it revealed you. It showed you what was unbalanced, what was draining you, what was built on illusion rather than alignment. And in that collapse, something sacred was born. You see, Scorpio, your soul didn't come here to remain untouched. You were born under the sign of alchemy, of endings and rebirths, of soul deaths and soul risings. You are the phoenix not in myth, but in motion. At the Mystic AstroZen, we teach that every spiritual wound carries encoded wisdom if you are willing to listen. The betrayal you endured may have shattered your expectations, but it also shattered the illusion of safety in the wrong places. It awakened the need for discernment. It reminded you of the difference between support and surveillance, between genuine connection and energetic control. Most importantly, it returned you to yourself. When someone shows you they were never fully aligned, they are unknowingly doing you the greatest favor. They are freeing up space in your heart, your energy, your life, for someone or something more authentic to enter. Betrayal breaks the chain of karmic repetition. It is the final lesson in an old cycle. The universe often uses discomfort to catalyze growth, because growth never happens in ease. It happens in fire, and Scorpio, fire is your sacred element. You do not need to stay bitter to stay aware. You do not need to replay the wound to protect your future. You simply need to accept that what fell away did so by divine design. They were not your enemy, they were your mirror. And once the mirror cracks, you no longer confuse their reflection for your reality. You are not here to fear betrayal. You are here to rise because of it. To use it as a portal into deeper sovereignty, greater intuition, and clearer soul boundaries. What was meant to harm you only clarified your power. And in the stillness after the storm, you will begin to feel something return, your voice, your light, your wholeness. That is the hidden blessing. Betrayal breaks what was false so that truth can finally breathe. In the next part of this journey, we will explore how to reconnect with your higher self after such revelations, and how to walk forward, not with armor, but with awakened awareness. Now that the veil has lifted and truth has stepped into the light, Scorpio, your soul is being called, not to react, but to realign. The pain of revelation is raw, yes. But beyond the sting of betrayal lies a sacred invitation to come home, to yourself. This is not a time to rush, to seek closure, or to force understanding. It is a time to breathe, to anchor, to rise from within. Your higher self, that infinite, eternal aspect of you, has never been confused, never been wounded. It has watched patiently as your human self walked through illusions, made sacred mistakes, and learned the hard lessons that could only come from contrast. And now you are ready to merge with that part of you again. Begin gently. Sit in stillness. Hand over heart and say, I release what was never truly mine. I return to the wisdom of my soul. These words are not just affirmations, they are soul activations. You are not here to be consumed by the betrayal. You are here to transmute it into clarity. At the Mystic AstroZen, we believe every Scorpio must at some point walk through this valley, where false connections fall away, and only the voice of truth remains. And though it may feel lonely, it is in this sacred solitude that your light sharpens, your intuition clears, and your direction becomes undeniable. Now is the time to nourish yourself spiritually. Spend time in nature. Journal what your soul is trying to express. Cleanse your space, not just physically, but energetically. Burn sage, light a candle, and declare, only truth may dwell. Here, only love may enter, only peace may remain. Reconnect with your passions, not because others will praise you, but because they make you feel alive. Listen to music that calms your nervous system. Speak kindly to your inner child, who may still be confused about why people hurt what is pure. And above all, do not chase validation. Those who cannot see your truth were never meant to walk beside it. You are not hard to love, you are simply not for everyone. And that is your power. As you return to alignment, you'll notice something remarkable. The fog lifts, your energy returns, and opportunities begin to flow again. That's the universe confirming, yes, you listened, yes, you released. Now here is what you truly deserve. Scorpio, your higher self doesn't want revenge. It wants peace. It wants clarity. It wants you whole, radiant, and untangled from those who dim your light. And in our final chapter, we will close this sacred space with a message from the stars, a reminder that you were never alone in this, and a glimpse of what lies ahead for your soul's ascension. If you've stayed with us until this moment, beloved Scorpio, know this, your soul brought you here on purpose. The message was never random. The revelations, the intuition, the inner tremors you felt, they are all signs that your spirit is evolving. You are no longer the version of yourself that tolerated confusion or betrayed your own instincts to keep the peace. You've outgrown the need to be understood by everyone. Instead, you're learning to be deeply understood by yourself, and that is a sacred shift. At the Mystic AstroZen, we honor every soul who dares to walk this path, the one of awakening, of spiritual clarity, of inner sovereignty. And for Scorpio, that journey is especially powerful. You were never meant to live a life on the surface. You were born for depth, and with depth comes transformation. So let this be a gentle reminder. Not everyone who walks beside you is aligned with your purpose. But every experience, even betrayal, is a tool, a mirror, a spiritual teacher. You are rising now, not in defiance, but in truth. You don't need to fight to prove anything. The light of your awareness is your protection. And as you step forward from this revelation, may you walk not in fear, but in deep, soul-rooted trust. You are divinely guided. You are seen. You are held, and you are no longer walking alone. There are forces, cosmic, unseen, ancestral, that walk with you now. They've always been here, waiting for you to choose yourself fully. So as you close this message, remember, those who secretly worked against you have only pushed you closer to your divine path. And in time you will look back at this moment, not as a wound, but as a gateway, a sacred turning point, a cosmic blessing. The next chapter of your life will not be built on illusion, but on alignment. And if this message touched your heart, helped you feel seen, or confirmed what your soul already knew, we invite you to stay in this sacred space with us. Like this video, share it with someone who might need it, and subscribe to the Mystic AstroZen for more weekly guidance designed to elevate your journey through the stars, through the shadow, and into your light. And Scorpio, the next video may just reveal who has been silently watching your rise, not to celebrate it, but to mimic it. Stay tuned. Until then, may your intuition stay sharp, your boundaries stay sacred, and your soul stay sovereign.